What's going on, guys? Jimmy here with the General Expert, and today we're going to get right to it. We're talking about the GoPro Hero 11 Black 10-bit color. Yes, you heard me correctly. Let's talk all about the 10-bit versus 8-bit color. And not only that, I have the GoPro Hero 11 Black, the GoPro Hero 10 Black, and we're also going to throw in there the Sony A7siii, just for reference purposes. Okay, this first scene, when you look into the trees on the left, you will see the difference in dynamic range when it switches from 10-bit to 8-bit mode, and again, obviously into the GoPro Hero 10. Pretty big difference there, and you will see more of this later on. Overall, the scene in 10-bit mode just seems a lot smoother, with better colors, of course, better dynamic range, and more cinematic. Now, don't be fooled when it switches into 8-bit mode. It might seem at first a little more pleasing to the eye, but again, it's just added contrast, and there actually is a lot less dynamic range there. There's a lot less information in the shadows and the highlights. It's just not as good of a picture. Kind of reminds me of just a much older camera, a cheaper looking camera. A little bit later in the video, I will show you some extreme examples of shadows and highlights and why 10-bit color is so amazing versus the 8-bit. Okay, this next scene, an old auto parts store. It has good color, again, good dynamic range, and it just feels nice and smooth, really cinematic. The 8-bit, again, looks more contrasty, less dynamic range, a bit like a cheaper camera. And it's crazy to say that about the Hero 10, because that camera is maybe a year old at this point and was phenomenal for the last year that I've owned it. And with this scene, I'll also throw in that A7siii with the Voigtlander 15mm f4.5 lens. And while the lens does have some more characteristic to it than the GoPros do, it is overall by far a much, much better system than the GoPros, but this is all just for reference. Okay, this next scene, the automotive service building in 10-bit looks great, very smooth. And as it switches into 8-bit, you'll see again, more contrast, less dynamic range. Pay attention to the sky and the clouds over there on the right side of the frame, and you'll see in 10-bit mode, you can actually see them, and in 8-bit mode, they're pretty much blown out. And we also have a sample from that A7siii here. Unfortunately, the sun was hitting the lens. You can see a flare down in the bottom left-hand corner there, but I just decided to leave this in because again, it's just for reference. Okay, this next scene, the old building with maroon trim. Not the best situation for these cameras. The sun was kind of shining right into the lenses. I had to hold my hand up as kind of like a lens hood to block the sun from hitting the lenses. Overall, they did a really good job filming this building. And of course, the 10-bit wins here. And with the A7siii here, it's a bit underexposed, but left it in for reference. All right, this next scene, old building, metal siding, metal roof. We again see much more natural colors in 10-bit mode on the GoPro Hero 11. And pay attention to the contrast and shadow areas, especially when switching into the 8-bit mode. And here is where I'm going to give you a really good example of 10-bit when it comes to shadows. So look over into the left side of the frame with those bushes and trees where it's really dark. And when I pump it up like crazy, those shadows in 10-bit still retain color information, whereas the 8-bit, it's just really bad. And again, for reference, that A7siii, the shadows there are light years ahead. It's almost like perfect. But I know, this isn't about the A7siii. I just keep throwing it in there for reference to see what a very high-end, high-dollar camera looks like in a similar situation to these GoPros. This next scene looks more of the same. 10-bit totally wins here. And this is where I'm going to show you a huge difference in 10-bit versus 8-bit with the banding that usually happens in the sky during 8-bit modes because there's just not that many colors to show the gradation. But in 10-bit, we don't get that whatsoever. So just one thing to note here, as I'm editing this, the 10-bit, I cannot get banding at all. It looks really good in the sky. With 8-bit, there's crazy banding. But I'm not exactly sure what's gonna happen when I upload this to YouTube, because YouTube has its own compression. And this next scene, again, 10-bit mode looking great. 8-bit mode on the 11 and the GoPro Hero 10, which also shoots in 8-bit mode, look completely indistinguishable. And another scene here, same thing, just more for you to study. Okay, this last scene is pretty interesting. Everything you've been seeing so far, I've been filming with the linear lens in 16:9 mode, like standard widescreen. But you can see this building here isn't quite fitting into the frame. Now watch what happens with that larger 8:7 sensor. We're gonna switch into that and you'll see how much it fits into frame. And here is that GoPro Hero 10 in 4:3 mode, or full frame on that one. Does a good job, but not anywhere near what that Hero 11 is doing. That Hero 11 in 8:7 mode is astonishing. It fits so much into frame. All right, so after seeing all this footage, I really hope you've been able to see what a huge step up in video quality the 11 is from the 10. My first GoPro was the Hero 10 just last year. And when I started hearing rumors about 10-bit color on the 11, I was intrigued. I had no plans to upgrade from the 10. The 10 was just so good, and still is. But I knew going from the Sony A7S to the Sony A7S3, going from 8-bit to 10-bit color, I knew that was a huge jump. So of course, with that 10-bit mode itself, I had to buy it. And after seeing all this, I can tell you, I'm glad I did. So let's see, the Hero 11 in 8-bit mode is basically a Hero 10 with more features. And the Hero 11 in 10-bit mode is a whole new camera. Amazing colors and flat that's actually more flat, more cinematic. And the A7S3 footage, I just threw that in there for reference for you guys, just to help with your studying, and really for me too. I really wanted to see just how good this Hero 11 was in 10-bit mode, being that my A7S3 also shoots in 10-bit mode. So final verdict on the Hero 11? Yeah, it's a much improved camera over the 10. I am curious though if GoPro can and will include a firmware update to activate 10-bit mode on the Hero 10. If they do that, that'll be interesting. But other than 10-bit mode, which is huge and more than enough reason for me to jump from the 10 to the 11, we do have that larger, different aspect ratio sensor. And that basically just gives us more options, and more options are good. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and seeing all of those samples. If you did, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It really helps this video and this channel. And also, if you've watched this far and you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing. I really do hope that you were able to see on YouTube what I'm able to see on my end when editing, because the difference is astonishing. Anyways, enough about that. I'm Jimmy for The General Expert, and I will see you in the next one.